connected for some reason, and I was out of network. Phone bill paid, have unlimited. I'm with Cricket, but for some reason, I kept going in and out of network yesterday. For some reason. um, Again, I fear the one that can kill my body and my soul and damn it to hell versus anybody that can kill my body. I've played that game already. I've played that game already to where I'm fighting to live this carnal life, fighting to fit in, fighting to seem or deem myself successful. And when the Lord has his hands on you, a lot of stuff that you try to do for yourself, it won't work. If anybody knows me, they know I'm a hustler. They know I hustle. A lot of times people don't like me for it. They know I'm a hustler. So hustling is never my issue, never been my issue. I'm pretty okay in the brain, you know. I got a good thinking capacity, right? When it comes to common sense, but that seemed to go out the window when it went out the window. Trying to think I was in love, but no more of that, because Jesus shows us what real true love is. Okay, so no more of that either. He already done told us we need to leave people behind if, you know, they ain't doing the will of the Father. So, hey Christopher, how you doing this morning? So, all of the, what's the name? You're gonna have to get ready. If you're a believer or follower in Christ, you're gonna have to get ready for them to start trying to mess with you, to make you feel like you have to stay within the realm of being obedient to the system. Good morning. Being obedient to the system, being obedient to not talking against following the crowd. Like everybody follows everybody. That's what TikTok is about. TikToks and shorts and stuff. Everybody is following the trend. I can tell you the trend, what's going on, without even being a part of the trend, right? So, but if you're gonna be a believer of Christ, and there's nothing new under the sun. All of his disciples, all of Jesus' disciples were persecuted. All of his disciples were ridiculed, moleculed, and he said, "You're gonna have to eat of my flesh and drink of my blood, because you're gonna have to go through the same thing. We're gonna have to go through the same thing he went through. For real. You're gonna have to go through the same thing. It's just modern. It's just modern. Hey, good morning. Just modernized. So, get ready for that. My network was in and out all day yesterday. For what reason? That's it for me.
That's the 17th. You want a bag?
No bag, thank you.
Yeah, cool. You hit that one more time.
Thank you for shopping at Quickly.
Can I have a receipt? Thank you. My morning is going pretty good. It was a little rough start. For some reason, I don't be wanting to get up in the morning, but as soon as Saturday come and I don't have to get up in the morning, I'm up. I'm up and ready for the world. But if I have to get up and go to work, it's like, and maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign of it being time. It being time. The Bible says Another little dude. The Bible says that if you were of the world, the world will love you. The world look because the world loves its own. Since you are not of this world, the world hates you. And I experience that daily. I experience that on the daily. And I can't be a part. I was already a part of the world. You should have kept me when you had me, devil. You should have kept me when you had me. But like I said yesterday, I was never yours to begin with. Never the devil's to begin with. And so let it begin, because it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight, especially if you're trying to bring your brothers and sisters with you, especially if you're trying to help brothers and sisters see the light, see where there's life in Jesus Christ, because he's the truth, the way. He's the way and the life. So there's life in Jesus Christ, and knowing him and knowing that we can't do it alone, knowing that we can't fight it on our own strength. Like, no matter how hard you try to be good, right? Our deeds are, as I think he said, 50 rags, because we can't do it without his spirit dwelling in us. We can't do it without his heart being in us, making us creatures. We can't do it unless we let go of what we know as wisdom, right? It was the desire to be how Eve got beguiled, right? It was the desire, a fruit to look to be desired, right? It was the desire to know. It was the desire to know. And so that's where we went wrong. Instead of being in bliss, instead of being in a world where the Creator takes care of us, instead of being in a world where the Lord has everything planned out for us, and we just have to know. It's just like being a kid. You want to grow up so fast when you're a kid, because you don't want your parents telling you what to do. You want to be able to stay up late, and you want to be able to eat all type of candy, and don't eat your fruits and vegetables. But we all know what happens when you do that, right? We all know what happens when you just eat candies, and you don't get out and go do stuff. You don't explore the right way. If you don't listen, you being disobedient, you can get hurt out there. You can get hurt out there. So that's why the Lord said, the Bible say, if you don't become, unless you come like one of these children, you can't enter into the kingdom of heaven. Like I was saying the other day, it's childlike versus childish, right? Because he also said, there comes a time where you put away childish things. When I was a child, I act like a child, selfish, mind, because a child has those aspects too. But they're always dependent on their parent. They're always dependent on, somebody to defend them and to protect them and to provide for them, and that's what the Lord is. That's what the Lord needs from us. We have to be able to go to him and depend on him. But yeah, so get ready. This walk with Christ is not for the faint, y'all. It is definitely not for the faint. You're going to have to be able to stick it out. And that's the reason why the Lord makes us go through, some of us go through some stuff. Like, you don't just be going through stuff for nothing. You do not go through stuff for nothing, especially if you're a child, and you just amongst wolves, and they try to get you. You not do stuff for nothing, because once you turn to God, once you choose to let God in, once he's knocking at your door, once you choose to let God in, he's gonna come and abide in you when you are in him. But you're gonna be persecuted, you're gonna be ridiculed, you're gonna be sought after, to kill and to do all of these things too. And the thing that you went through as a child, the thing that you conquered over, with the strength of the Lord, because his will is going to his will come back to him void. It's what the Lord say. It's not what the enemy. Just like how he did Job. I allow you to try to take everything from him. Give him sicknesses and all of this stuff. But it was the Lord that came back to Job and was like, "Hey, man, I know what I be doing. You just stay faithful to me so I can bless you. I know what I be doing. You just stay faithful to me so that way I can keep you covered. You just stay faithful to me so that way I can get the glory. You just stay faithful to me so that way other people can know that I am Lord. That's all you do." And you have to be able to do that without. A lot of people be trying to say you need to get part of a body of a church and stuff like that, but sometimes sometimes you got to do that walk alone. Because even with Job's wife, she was telling him to curse God. She was telling him to curse God, and they supposed to be one, right? So sometimes you got to walk it alone, and then you got to, abide in God and God in you. So that way he can give you strength and renew you and renew your mind and renew your strength, so that way you can keep walking when they start to persecute you, when they start to do you wrong, and it seems like all is failing, and then it's going to look like the evil ones is winning. It's going to look like they winning because they of the world. They of the world. We have to be able to say no. We have to be able to say no to what's shiny and gleamy and what looks fun and what looks like everybody is being a part of and what it looks like everybody is doing. We have to be able to say no and be the oddball out of it. We have to be able to do that, or else they will take us under. That's the reason why he said the road is narrow. But the road to destruction and stuff like that is very big. And then everybody think that they doing something. Everybody think that they doing the most. Everybody think that they doing the most. Everybody think that they popping and they popular and they, they got it. They the bee's knees in the cat's meow. Everybody think that. Everybody think that. And that's not the case. That is not the case. I've been there, done it. And I'm so thankful. I wish I would have got this sooner. I wish I would have got this sooner. And I'm trying to instill in my baby. And she the only child right now, so I'm trying to instill in her it's okay to be the oddball. It's okay to be by yourself sometimes. It's okay. Mind you, she go and play with friends and kin folks and stuff like that, but it's okay. It's okay not to have name brand stuff. It's okay not to fit in. It is okay. Because that's what they say. Why they have that saying, if your friend jump off the bridge, would you do it too? And a lot of people would. A lot of people would. People can say no all they want to, but they would. Because it'll be somebody like, girl, I make $1,000 a night. Girl, come on with me. You can, and all you got to do is, bro, man, all you got to do is, you know what I'm saying, and trick her up out of her, whoop the whoop, and spit a little game to her, and, she'll give you everything she got, whoop the whoop, whoop the whoop. That's initially selling your soul. You don't know that's selling your soul. And then it be the spirit that you connected to because of that trauma and whatever. But until you come across somebody, right? Until you come across somebody that's giving themselves to God, that's giving themselves to Christ, to put that into your spirit, to give you the gospel, right? Because ain't nobody gonna be able to say that they didn't hear the gospel. Ain't nobody gonna be able to say that they didn't know. There's not gonna be anybody that didn't know. That's why I keep saying I don't understand how people is trying to say that God is not real, God doesn't exist, when it's the main and it's the majority of the debates around here. Like, is God real? What's your belief? People, I'm not religious, but you didn't heard about God. You didn't heard about Jesus Christ, okay? So ain't nobody gonna be able to say that they ain't heard about it. And until you get that word, then you'll be able to. That's the Lord knocking at your door. That's the Lord knocking at your door, trying to get you to come to Him, because you didn't heard about Him, and He's trying to get you to come to Him so that way you can be saved. He don't want nobody to be damned to hell. He really don't. The Lord don't want nobody to go to hell that wasn't made for us. We were supposed to live forever, but we had to know, the desire to know. We had to have that desire to know. And it was put, just like somebody's going to come to you and give you Christ, somebody is going to come to you and give you the world. Just like the enemy came to Jesus. Just like the devil came to Jesus and told him, I give you all of this. Whatever you see, if you worship me, if you bow down to me. And I heard something on one of the podcasts that I listened to. He said, and it wasn't even so much of the fact, if he would have taken the stuff, as much as he would have said to worship him, he didn't necessarily have to take those things to worship him. All he had to do was to go with him and listen to him and abide in him and to worship the devil. He didn't have to get on his knees to worship the devil. All he had to do was, like I said the other day, made him feel like he was good. He was okay. He was doing good. I'm going to just take a little bit off the top. Ain't nobody going to notice. I'm going to do this little white lie. Ain't nobody going to notice. I'm going to, I'm going to just, take this little bit. It ain't like I'm robbing, stealing, killing, but I'm going to just do this little bit and think that ain't nobody gonna notice, but God noticed. God's always gonna notice. And so you don't have to really just take the big thing for it to be a worship, for you to worship the enemy and what he's offering you. It can be little. All he needs is a crack, y'all. All he needs is a little crack to get in there. And people don't understand that we wrestling not with flesh and blood. We not wrestling just with the carnal stuff. We not just wrestling with the natural eye. We wrestling demons for your souls. And because we have all of these distractions, because we have all of this money, because we have all of these clothes and all of this makeup tutorials and all of this how to make $1 million in a year and all of this dance moves and TikToks and all of it, because we have all of that, we're getting distracted from knowing that there's spiritual warfare out here. We're getting distracted with it. We're gonna get distracted on the hill. And like I just said, you cannot say that you did not know. We cannot say that you did not know. And no, it's not going to be easy. Every day is going to be a fight for your life. Every day is going to be a fight for your life. Because it's so much of the world. It's so much of the people that's choosing the world. Choosing to fit in because they don't want to be persecuted. Just like Peter. He like, he was cutting off ears and he like, Jesus, I never betray you. You know, I love you. I never deny you. But when it got up to it and Jesus was getting whooped on, they was slapping on him, spitting on him, and he kept telling them, hey, I'm about to go get into the hands of sinners. He kept telling them. And unfortunately, Peter denied him. Judas betrayed him. He was around God. He was around the miracle. He was around the power. He was around the source. But he he betrayed him because he had that desire for money more than he had the desire for being around the life, being around the true source of power, being around his creator. And then took himself up out of there. Peter repented. He knew Peter's heart. Because he came back to Peter like, hey, Peter, you love me? Hey, Peter, you love me? Peter, do you love me? Because he denied him 3 times. So I got to ask you, do you love me 3 times? And then he went on doing the Lord's will, and he still went down. He still went down with the ship. And that's what he wants us to do. Go down with the ship. We don't need to be fighting for this life. We don't need to be fighting to stay off in this world. Ain't nothing to gain but heartache and pain. And then eternal damnation. That's all that we gonna gain. Fighting for this world, fighting for a place in this world. While the people that the enemy, so he, just like bro said, it's rankings within the system, right? It's rankings within the system, and it's people that really has that has the money. My mama always said, you want to know where the issue lies, follow the money, because that's the thing. That's what people, will sell you out for, is money. That's the thing that the devil came to Jesus with, was money, fame, notoriety, right? And so, but the devil, he always got to collect. He got to collect his souls. He got to collect his souls. And if you don't go to Christ, if you don't accept Christ, then there's no redemption for you. You have to go to Jesus for that redemption. You have to admit to you being a sinner, you being an idolater, to be redeemed by Jesus Christ. But a lot of people love the money. They love the fame. They love the yachts. They love the vacays and buying islands, having islands. They love having them underground tunnels for doing who knows what. They love to sacrifice to their devil, to their God, the devil. They love to do that. But even if it's only for a moment, because like I said, 1,000 days or 1,000 years is like a day to the Lord. But they're going to soon find out. And you'll soon find out too if you continue to stay off in there. But don't get scared. Don't get scared of what they can do. Do not fear who can kill the body, but who can kill the body and the soul to hell. They gonna continue to mess with my phone. They cut my phone off, and then they'll let a little bit slide because they know ain't nobody watching. They know this is not entertaining to the people. People don't want to be on here people don't want to be on here hearing about God, hearing about how we need to turn away from the world and go to Jesus so we can be saved. People don't want that. So they'll let it go for a little bit, but let too many people get on here and pass by and stuff like that. Let too many people get on there, and then they can't have it. They shut it off. And it is a day. The people that so-called, that's what I'm saying, the people that so-called higher ranking, the minions of the enemy, of the devil, that took the offer that he offered Jesus. If you come and worship and bow down to me, I'll give you all the things of your heart, right? All the things that you desire, right here, right now. You ain't got to work for it. But that's it. That's all. Y'all have a good day. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later.